All right, we continue your Pratt Pack, getting you caught up as far as what's happening in some football in this region, especially here in my home of Beaver County. And I'm in Industry, Pennsylvania today with the head coach of Western Beaver, Coach Ron Busby. Listen, so you put up 57 against my alma mater. You got a young quarterback, a freshman, Javen Peel. Let's begin with him. The upside. Obviously, there is a lot, but something you said to me earlier, he's got a number of options, Kirkland and Crawford and Florence. So he has a lot of talent to work with, but he is a young talent that you have to be very happy to have the privilege to work with, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So Javen's a hardworking kid, a great teammate. So I think those two things out of the gate, give him a great start to earn the trust of his teammates, the respect of his teammates. So, and then in addition to that, obviously he's blessed with some physical abilities that are, aren't the norm for a kid his age. So coming in as a 14-year-old freshman, his arm strength, he throws a really great tight spiral, um, good feet, understands the game, can read levels in our pass game, makes some really good decisions. I think that the sky's the limit for this kid because he's very coachable and he does all the little things and he wants to get better each and every day. So the sky's the limit for him.
All week I've been up and down the river visiting a number of the members of this conference that you're a part of, and you've got Mohawk coming up this week. Truly one of the top, along with Neshannock. But then you got Beaver Falls to wrap up the season. Currently, you're 4-1 in the conference, 5-3 overall. So these next 2 weeks will be a big statement for that young quarterback and his team moving into the future. So you got to keep your pedal to the metal, if you will, right?
Right. So we've had a good week of practice, getting ready for Mohawk tomorrow night. We feel like we just need to focus more on us and what we do. That's been our message to the kids all week. We can only worry about the things that we control, and we can control how we prepare. We can control our effort Friday night, and we gotta go do the things that we've done the past several weeks. And if we do those things and play under control and get a great effort, we feel like the rest of it's going to take care of itself.
All right, Coach Busby of Western Beaver, we're going to step out and talk a little education now because he's
Sure.
the principal of Fairview Elementary, and I'm a big proponent of education, especially elementary education. My two children, Robbie and Eva, their mother teaches in Hopewell, that school district, in the elementary school system. This is where it all begins, and I have not been to this school, Fairview Elementary. It's been decades, but what a pleasurable drive, what a beautiful scene. Young kids out playing, fresh air. This is a special place, is it not?
Sure is. So when I came here from the high school, I began in this district as the assistant principal at the high school. Had an opportunity to come down here as the principal, and I tell you what, there's no place that I would want to work. Working with the staff here, the community, and the kids, and their passion and commitment to each other is second to none, and it's absolutely a great place to work, and I love getting up and coming to work every day. I'm truly blessed.
Well, I'm reading a story in the Beaver County Times yesterday, and for a fan of Western Beaver football, as I am, going back to Rich Niabala, absolutely love this school district. Let there be light. So maybe someday, hopefully, I have my fingers crossed. I'm a proponent of it. I'd love to see it happen because it really is all about Friday night lights. So what do you think? Maybe lights someday on the field for the Golden Beavers?
We're certainly hopeful that comes to fruition one day. We have a group of parents that are willing to work to help us happen. But as you know, we are a small school with a limited budget, and so the ability for the school district alone to decide to do that really is just not a fiscal possibility for us. So that's not to say that we don't want to give that opportunity to our kids, and we're willing to work with anybody that can help us get there. We have a group of parents that are exploring sponsorships and grants and some funding options to help get that done. So we're hopeful that we can work together with the community to get there, but we also understand the challenges that small districts like ours face with large capital projects. So again, that doesn't mean that we don't want to provide that for our kids and that we're not going to work to try to do it. So we'll take it as it comes, and we'll go one step at a time, and hopefully that's where we land.
All right, for me to be able to get back to New Brighton, I got to talk about Tyson Florence. his grandfather Eddie, his Uncle Jerry. His Uncle Jerry and I were classmates. Obviously, Scott, his father. Scott, a pretty good football player too. The upside, how good is that young man?
Oh, he's a phenomenal football player. But and I don't say that lightly. You know, when I talk about, you know, you'll hear a lot of coaches and people, media talk about a kid and talk about how athletic they are, and I don't mean that Tyson Florence isn't athletic. He's very athletic, but Tyson Florence is a football player.
Yep.
And when I say that, that's all those intrinsic things that come with it. And you know, he probably hasn't missed a day of practice in 4 years. Runs every sprint full speed. Usually tacks on another 10 yards and does a little bit extra, you know, to just get that extra work. Just a monster in the weight room. Never complains. Great teammate. You know, so if you had to pick what you want in a football player, that picture would look like Tyson Florence.
And like his grandfather and his father, I'm sure he's carried a few defenders with him into the end zone.
Absolutely, and we're hoping he does some of that tomorrow night.
All right, so last thing, Coach Ron Busby, Western Beaver, just some things you really like to finish strong with to kind of give you a nice push moving forward with this football team.
So you know, when we look at these last two games, obviously we want to go out and compete. Very good opponents these last 2 weeks. Going to be a lot of attention on those games.
Yep.
And what I'm looking for is for our kids to embrace that opportunity, to welcome that pressure, learn to be comfortable with it, and go out and compete. And I feel like they're going to do that. I don't have a lot of doubt in my minds about that. I think that's something that we will do, and I think it's going to end well for the Golden Beaver.
All right, don't forget some City League football tonight and tomorrow, part of the Odyssey brand, WAMO. And then, of course, it is the Allegheny Health Network Sports Medicine Friday night game of the week coming up tomorrow. It will be Woodland Hills taking on Pine Richland. Those two coaches will join me Sunday after the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday show gets underway following local news at 11. More later tonight after the quest for the best, your Pratte Pack, KDKA, 100.1 FM, AM 1020.